Hey guys, welcome back to Two Car Pros. Today we're going to be taking a look at how to replace the head unit for a 2005 Ford Focus. Note, I am not putting in an OEM replacement. This is an aftermarket unit. The link is available down below in the description. Alright, so the first step to removing this head unit here is removing this bezel piece around it. You can get a small prying implement. A standard screwdriver will work great here. And we're just going to pry this off, and you want to pry straight outward, straight backward, because you don't want to pull it off at an angle and snap something. So there we go. We can leave this dangling freely for now because we have plenty of room here to work. Alright, the next thing we need to do is remove the 4 bolts. There's one here, one here, one here, one here. You can't really see it on camera because it's a bit recessed down in there, but there are 4 bolts holding the radio to the car, or the head unit to the vehicle. So we need to remove them, and this is a great time before you go any further to check and make sure there is no CDs in the head unit, because once we go further and we remove it, you won't be able to get the CDs out. Trust me, I've done it many times. So right now is a good time to check. No CDs, great. So once those 4 bolts are removed from around the head unit, we can remove the head unit itself. All right, with those 4 bolts removed, we can remove the stock head unit here and unplug it. So we can unplug the antenna, that's what this is, and the wiring harness from the back, just like that. And now we can move on. All right, we're over here at the workbench, and I've gotten a couple things in front of me. Sorry if you can hear the fan in the background. I have that on because we're going to be soldering pretty quick here, and you always want to solder with some ventilation. You don't want to inhale solder fumes or solder if you live across the pond. Okay, so what I have here is the wiring harness from the radio. This is from the head unit, and the head unit I'm using is a Sony XAV AX100. Those of you who watched my truck installation, it is the same head unit. I absolutely love it, and for $400 it does so very much. There's a link down below in the description if you're interested. So this is the wiring harness that came with the head unit, and this is the manual. This I picked up at a radio store. It is a Metris 70-5520 that is compatible with this year Ford Focus. So why I have this in front of me is because you want to do a couple of checks here. So here on the left, it lists what all these wires mean, but that doesn't always necessarily mean it's going to match up with this. So we have to double check. Like, let's do the first one. White means left front speaker, positive. So we look up the color white, left front speaker, positive. So those two are compatible. Just go down the list and make sure everything matches up. Okay, so everything looks like it matches up except for where it says dimmer and illumination. Those are the same thing. So white, it says orange and white is dimmer, it says orange, white is illumination. That just tells the head unit that the headlights are on and to dim the screen when it is nighttime. So we are ready to solder because everything matches up, but it is a good idea to double check for you. And if you are doing subwoofers, that's going to hook up in the back here, and that is your wiring diagram. That's going to look a little bit different, but it'll be much easier because I don't think you have to solder anything. They look like RCA plugs, and you just plug them in. Okay, so let's get to soldering. So since all our colors match up, you can just pick one and start with whatever's your favorite. I really like purple, so we're going to go with purple here, or violet. Also like the color violet. So you might notice that I'm holding 2 violet wires, but one has a black stripe. See, that indicates that that's the negative or the ground, and this is the positive. So you got to look for that on this side as well. So this one has a slight black wire, so this one has a slight black stripe on it, so I know that's the ground, and this one has no stripe on it, so I know this is the correct one to go to the non-striped. And you just do that. We're going to have to strip the end off there. I'm going to leave a great video up here at the card that shows you exactly how to solder wires. I don't want to go into it on this video because it would make the video too long. So if you're confused about how to solder, right up there is great. You can also use wire nuts if you want to, or crypt connectors. I don't like using those because I feel like if it's in a car, it's going to be going over bumps, and those can come apart kind of easy. So this is a really secure way to make sure your wires are going to stay together. Okay, so your finished product should look something like this. As we can see, there are 2 wires that are not soldered. This one is blue, so it is a power antenna wire. which just simply means if you had an antenna that required power or a signal to raise, would be used, and I'm pretty sure those are only on the Mercury or the Lincoln models, not for a Ford Focus. Don't worry about it. And then this one over here we can see is labeled reverse in, so there is no reverse in on the car side to tell the head unit that you are in reverse. So if you're using a backup camera, that might be something you have to push on the head unit manually, and that doesn't really support any kind of backup indication. So with that all out of the way, we can grab the head unit itself and take a look at that. So here is our fit kit. It is a Metra 95-5812. Link below in the description for that. And the reason you need this is, oh, they even included some new bolts. How nice of them. So these will fix this to the dash in case you lost your bolts, which is good. I think I'll use those. They look nice. So this goes on the faceplate of the head unit itself, right? Like this. So it fits into your dash, so you don't have this big gap just chilling in your dashboard. And these right here fit onto the side of the head unit and make it so you can bolt it in place to the stock dash. So the fit kit kind of goes like this, where it snaps together. And it only goes one way, so that's handy because there's a big locking piece here and a small locking piece here on each side. So this is the top, and we can tell by the curve. It's thicker down here and lighter up here, just like the dash. And what we can do next is affix it to the front of our head unit here. See, like that. And then we're going to need to screw it in place on the sides there. And wherever they line up is good. Doesn't have to be insanely specific. Just make sure you get two of them in place, because that's what kind of sucks in this bottom tang piece. Like that. That's one side done and handled. Now we can move on to the next. Perfect. Like that. And that's what it will look like in the vehicle. Pretty cool, right? While we're back here, we're going to attach the USB cable that came with the head unit, because once we put it in place there won't really be any way to access it. So this is super cool. They gave you a nice long one. It's at least 3 feet. It's pretty good, considering these don't usually have to go very far. And if you have a longer USB extension, feel free to use it. And that's why they also give us this, to kind of wrap it up and make sure that it's not going to go anywhere. I couldn't get that Velcro strip to work, so you know, I think I'm just going to go an old-fashioned route and just tape the sucker together. There we go. That ain't coming apart. See? Now it's really not going to come apart. Awesome! So now we can move over to the car. Alright, well I got you guys on the free cam here. I want to show you where I mounted the microphone. Right there. It looks perfect. I routed the wire down on the right side of the steering wheel, down this back panel here, and then up to the back side of the radio. It's that way. And you can see the wires right here. So this will plug into the back of our head unit. Then, for fun, I routed the USB cable. You see the USB cable coming out of the back of the head unit that we taped earlier. I ran it through the big hole there, down this way, and over into this compartment, so I can put my phone in here while I'm driving instead of just having it out and about. I thought that was a nice use of that space. Alright, now that we're here at the vehicle, we can plug in our microphone, which is this, into the red port that's labeled mic. Make sure that's nice and inserted. Now we can plug in or harnessed to the vehicle side, which is this side here. And it comes together perfectly, which is what you want. And then we're going to plug it into our head unit here, which plugs in nicely. That's good. We can set that aside. And then this cable, extra cable, I'm just going to stick back there. No big there. And then the last step before we bolt it in is to plug your antenna in. That's what this is here. And that just plugs in straight. And now we can begin to put our head unit into its home. So as you can see, it's kind of a tight fit and you have to work it a little bit, but the back tangs are what actually hold the head unit in place. In some situations, it's the front ones, but on this one, it's the back ones that you can't see very well on camera. I do apologize deeply for that. But I'm going to go ahead and replace the bolts. I'm going to use the ones that were included with the head unit because they're in much better shape. If you're using the bolts that came with your head unit, at least with mine, they're 1/4 inch, which is weird. You'd think they'd be metric, but they're not 1/4 inch. With the head unit back in place in its home, before we put this bezel back on, let's go ahead and turn the car on. Make sure it works. It's powering on, it's a good sign. Okay, it looks like our radio is working, and you can hear static coming through the speakers because I can't play any music for you because it'll get copyrighted and YouTube will be unhappy with me. So, that's good. Now we know the radio works, we can replace this bezel. And that just goes, it just gets pushed into place. Like that. And you have yourself a new head unit in your vehicle. So that's how to replace your head unit in your 2005 Ford Focus. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. Subscribe, and I'll see you next time.